And now Becky Lynch. Wait for the manhandle slam. AJ turns it around. Tap out. Tap out. Punk and AJ win.
Becky Lynch finally getting revenge on AJ Lee and leaving her badly injured. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. The arena was electric from the moment the lights dimmed and the first notes of Becky Lynch's entrance theme echoed through the sold-out venue. Fans had been buzzing for weeks, speculating about what would happen when the man finally stood face-to-face with AJ Lee after months of mind games, verbal assaults, and personal attacks. Tonight wasn't just another match. Tonight was about payback. Tonight was about revenge. For months, Becky had been haunted by AJ's sudden return to WWE. AJ Lee, the self-proclaimed Queen of the Revolution, had re-emerged with a chip on her shoulder and a cruel smile, setting her sights directly on Becky Lynch. The verbal barbs had been vicious. AJ mocked Becky's accomplishments, ridiculing her as someone who had lost her edge after years in the spotlight. She called Becky a corporate puppet, sneering that Becky had become exactly what she once claimed to fight against. Week after week, AJ interrupted Becky's promos, blindsided her during matches, and even attacked her backstage. It wasn't just rivalry, it was personal humiliation. Becky, however, bided her time. The fire inside her burned, but she refused to let AJ dictate the pace. Instead, Becky built her strategy quietly, speaking less and letting her eyes tell the story. Her glare each time AJ skipped to the ring with that trademark smirk was enough to send chills through the WWE Universe. Fans sensed it, commentators hyped it, something was coming, and everyone knew Becky Lynch would not allow AJ Lee to escape unscathed. Tonight's main event was billed as a standard one-on-one match, but everyone watching knew it would be anything but standard. From the moment Becky's music hit and she marched down the ramp, there was a weight in the air, a promise of chaos. Becky's leather jacket gleamed under the arena lights as she raised her fist to the crowd, her jaw clenched with determination. AJ's music followed, that familiar skipping entrance mocking everything Becky stood for. AJ's cocky grin and dismissive wave only poured gasoline on an already roaring fire. She mouthed something inaudible to the camera, but her eyes locked on Becky's with a challenge that said it all: "I'm not scared of you." The bell rang, and instantly the tension exploded into violence. There was no traditional lockup, no feeling out process. Becky sprinted across the ring and tackled AJ with a fury rarely seen, raining down rights and lefts as the crowd erupted. AJ tried to scramble free, but Becky was relentless, each strike a release of months of pent-up frustration. The referee struggled to separate them, warning Becky to let AJ up, but the Irish lass kicker was in no mood to play by the rules. AJ, ever the cunning veteran, used the referee's distraction to rake Becky's eyes and create space. With a wicked grin, she delivered a stiff kick to Becky's ribs, then another, taunting her with each strike. "Is this the best you've got, champ?" AJ shouted, her voice dripping with contempt. Becky gritted her teeth and absorbed the blows, her fury only intensifying. She countered with a thunderous European uppercut that sent AJ staggering backward, the crowd roaring with approval. What followed was less a wrestling match and more a brawl. They fought inside the ring, outside the ring, even over the announce table. Becky slammed AJ into the barricade with a sickening thud that left fans gasping. AJ, ever resourceful, grabbed Becky by the hair and slammed her face first into the steel steps. The clash of metal echoed throughout the arena as Becky crumpled to the floor, clutching her forehead. AJ smirked and blew a mocking kiss to the booing audience, soaking in the chaos she'd helped create. Back inside the ring, AJ attempted to capitalize, locking in the Black Widow submission hold. The crowd erupted in a mix of cheers and boos, knowing full well how dangerous the maneuver was. Becky writhed in pain, her arms flailing as AJ screamed for her to tap. But Becky Lynch isn't known as the man for nothing. With sheer willpower, she powered to her feet, hoisting AJ onto her shoulders before driving her back first into the turnbuckles to break the hold. The arena exploded in chants of, "Let's go Becky!" and, "This is awesome!" Becky's eyes burned with intensity as she unleashed a flurry of offense, clotheslines, suplexes, and a flying leg drop that nearly decapitated AJ. Each move was delivered with precision and venom. AJ tried to crawl away, but Becky stalked her like a predator, grabbing her by the hair and dragging her to the center of the ring. "You wanted this," Becky shouted loud enough for the cameras to catch. "Now you pay." The match escalated beyond control. Steel chairs were introduced. The announce team begged for order as the referee pleaded with both women to keep it clean. But Becky wasn't here for a clean fight, she was here for retribution. She set up a chair in the corner and whipped AJ into it with such force that the sound of impact made fans wince. AJ collapsed to the mat, clutching her back, her once confident grin replaced by grimaces of pain. Moments later, Becky signaled for her signature move. The crowd erupted as she locked AJ into the disarm her, wrenching back with every ounce of strength she possessed. AJ screamed, her body contorting in agony, but Becky didn't let go. The referee called for the bell, but Becky held the hold long past the finish, her face twisted with rage. Officials poured into the ring, desperately trying to pry her off, but Becky's grip was unbreakable. This wasn't about victory, this was about sending a message. Finally, Becky released the hold, AJ collapsing to the canvas in a heap, clutching her shoulder. Medical staff rushed to AJ's side, but Becky wasn't finished. She stood over her fallen rival, breathing heavily, her eyes never leaving AJ. The crowd chanted, "You deserve it," in a deafening roar as Becky grabbed a microphone. "You thought you could embarrass me. You thought you could walk back into my ring, into my division, and disrespect everything I've built." Becky's voice cracked with emotion, a mix of fury and vindication. This is what happens when you mess with the man. I warned you, AJ. I told you there would be a price. Tonight, you paid it in full." The camera zoomed in on AJ, barely conscious as medical personnel checked her arm and shoulder. Rumors spread instantly through the commentary team that AJ may have suffered a serious injury, possibly a dislocated shoulder or torn ligaments, thanks to Becky's extended submission hold. The severity of the attack sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. Fans cheered Becky's dominance, but there was an uneasy undercurrent. Had Becky gone too far? As Becky left the ring, the crowd parted like a sea of approval and awe. She raised her fist high, defiant and unapologetic, as AJ was stretchered out. The contrast was striking. Becky walking tall, AJ broken and silent. The cameras captured every second, the image destined to replay across social media and WWE programming for weeks to come. Backstage, chaos reigned. WWE officials scrambled to update AJ's condition, while superstars offered mixed reactions. Some praised Becky for standing her ground, while others questioned her ruthlessness. In a tense interview later that night, Becky doubled down. AJ Lee wanted to play mind games, she said coldly. "But I don't play games. I end them. This is my era, and anyone who thinks they can rewrite history at my expense will end up just like AJ, broken." Fans were left stunned. Social media exploded with hashtags like #BeckyRevenge and #PrayForAJ, with clips of the brutal disarm her going viral within minutes. Analysts debated whether Becky had crossed a line, while others celebrated it as the ultimate act of retribution. Commentators reminded viewers of the history between the two, citing